Okay, good evening and welcome to the January 27th, 2026 Hempstead Town Board meeting. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Here.
Councilman Dunn.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Here.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
Councilman Schneider.
Here.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Tonight we have with us Ronald Sorrentino. Ronald enlisted in the United States Navy in 1970 following his college graduation. He served as an electronics technician aboard the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise, completing multiple deployments during the Vietnam conflict. Over 6 years of active duty, including 3 tours in Vietnam, he advanced in the rank of Electronics Technician Radar First Class and earned numerous service and unit commendations reflecting his technical skill, professionalism, and dedication to duty. After his military service, Ron continued his commitment to service through deep involvement in veterans organizations and community life. He's been an active member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars for decades, serving in leadership roles at the post, county, district, and state levels, while also volunteering his time to assist fellow veterans with benefits and claims. Beyond veterans advocacy, Ron has long supported his local community through civic, charitable, and emergency service organizations, reflecting a lifelong dedication to both country and community. Ron serves as treasurer and board of director of the Inwood Veterans Association, which aids and supports veterans and their families in the 5-town communities. Now, Ron's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, but before he does, I'd ask you to please give him a big round of applause.
Just repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Thank you.
Thank you. One more round of applause, please, for Ronald Sorrentino. Okay, before we get started, I just want to thank all of the Town of Hempstead employees that were involved in the snow remediation process over this past weekend. It was obviously, as you all know, a very challenging storm for our men and women in the plows, our men and women that were shoveling our properties in the parks and all the areas that they had to cover, over 1,200 miles of road in the town of Hempstead. And I'm very, very proud of them. I'm very, very thankful for all of their hard work. And it was a 40-hour operation. So really, if we can give them all a round of applause for the incredible job they did. Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, can you please call the first public hearing?
Yes, we have a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in East Atlantic Beach, East Meadow, Uniondale, and West Hempstead.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Does any member of the public wish to speak on this item? Okay. Do I have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board approve the item.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in East Meadow, Elmont, near Limbrook, Merrick, Oceanside, Uniondale, near Valley Stream, Wantagh, and West Hempstead.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Any member of the public wish to speak on this item? Hi, good evening. If you please give your name and address.
Meta J. Meriday, resident of the world, advocate for veterans, seniors, and all underserved communities. That's my address. With regard to this proposed law, I'm just curious. I also want to thank those who have been assisting many of the residents with regard to clearing streets, et cetera. But I'm just curious because we didn't really get too much information with regard to what was happening in the town or any relaxation of parking rules because of the snow and a lot of cars that are not able to get to designated parking spots or double parking on town roads. How is that going to be addressed? Is there any going to be easements on these prohibitions, or what's going to be done?
Ms. Maraday, we're here on this item. That's number 2. Do you have
Yes.
any comments on number 2 or?
Okay, well, if we want to go there. So the locations I'm most interested in would be Elmont, Uniondale, West Hempstead.
Okay, did you have a question or a concern on that?
Yes. Are those locations, with regard to what I said earlier about any easements on these regulations, because maybe those residents or individuals in those locations and others may have challenges now to find parking? Like for those of us who tried to get here tonight and almost had numerous potential accidents because people are double parking on Grand Avenue. I had to dig out of my own driveway that was cleared out. I'm grateful that they're plowing my street, but the fact that me with 3 herniated discs had to clear my driveway again to get out to get here. So I'm just curious about how that's going to be handled. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, Supervisor Ferretti.
Good evening.
Deputy Supervisor Rob Capriola and Rob Murphy representing traffic. For Elmont, it's Sussex Road. We're adopting no stopping here to corners at 109th and Hathaway. For Uniondale, it's Northgate Court and Northgate Drive. We're adopting no stopping here to corners for sight distance. And in West Hempstead, we're installing on Bedell Terrace, no stopping here to corner and no stopping any time on Bedell Terrace.
Okay, so again, my question is, are we working with county officials where these streets are meeting the county? Because you're saying no stopping at corners. You get to the corners, you can't see to stop or go forward. So what is being done post-storm to protect residents in these particular areas and others?
Ms. Maraday, we're in constant collaboration with county officials. I've spoken to numerous county legislators alone today about the road conditions throughout the town of Hempstead. So we will continue to work with all different levels of government to make sure the roads are as safe as possible for the residents of the town of Hempstead.
Okay, fine. So tonight, take a drive down Grand Avenue and Henry Street, and you let me know how it works out for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment on item number 2? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in Merrick and Roosevelt.
Thank you. Any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Would any member of the public wish to speak on this item?
Now that I'm proudly wearing my Roosevelt Rough Rider alumni sweatshirt, the address in Roosevelt, what's the story? Please.
If you could just give your name and address for the record, please.
Meta J. Maraday,
And residence, please.
resident of the town.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We're installing a stop sign at Westfield Avenue and Toma Place. We're defining the right-of-way.
Was there a sign there before?
No, we're defining the right-of-way. It's a 3-way intersection.
And you said you're defining the right-of-way?
Yes.
Okay. You said Westfield?
And Toma Place.
Toma Place. Interesting. Right-of-way. Yeah. That's cool. I'm all about safety. You know, we pay enough lawsuits for people having problems. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wish to speak on this item? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and that the board consider the item.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding traffic regulations in the vicinity of schools in Oceanside and Woodmere.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Would any member of the public wish to speak on this item? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
And I second the motion.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding U-turns prohibited in Merrick.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Okay, I do have one person that is signed in on number 5, Berta Weinstein and Joseph.
Good evening, and thank you for letting me speak. I just want to say thank.
Oh, good evening, Miss. Could you just state your name and your address for the record?
Sorry, Berta Weinstein from Merrick.
Good evening.
Just wanted to say thank you for consideration of the U-turn. The block is a very narrow block. We've had FedEx trucks, Amazon trucks making U-turns, and nice buses making U-turns on the block. And now with the snow, you can barely get through just one car because you have parking on both sides. So thank you for the consideration and hope you have it passed. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your advocacy in the Merrick community. We appreciate it. Any further public comment? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move that we close the public hearing and adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law entitled Parking for Police Vehicles Only in West Hempstead.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Any member of the public wish to speak on this item? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second the motion.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding gross weight restrictions in Roosevelt.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Does any member of the public wish to speak on this item? Good evening. If you can please state your name and address for the record, please.
Meta J. Meriday, third generation resident of town. I just need to get some understanding with regard to the restrictions. What does it entail? How it would be enforced? Those kind of things.
We got a request from the superintendent of Roosevelt School District on West Centennial Avenue for the Roosevelt Charter School and West Centennial Avenue Elementary School about truck traffic issues on that street. So we're going to do no trucking restriction to try to limit the truck traffic on that street. And it's a narrow street, so we're going to try to do this at their, to help them.
Yes. And if it was narrow before, I know it's a thumbnail now. So I'm just curious as to how this is going to be enforced.
Police
other
enforcement.
Than the signage or?
There's going to be 2 signs,
Okay.
and there's going to be police enforcement.
Okay. And are you going to be reaching out to the local businesses there that have, who need use of those trucks that generally
Yes.
go through that area?
Yes, we will reach out to them.
Okay.
Excuse
Thank
me,
you so much.
Meriday. I know you were very concerned about this, but we have been working with this for the past month or so. We are going, I'm there and they're there. So we have been working on just this to make sure that our kids are safe. Thank you.
Okay, any further public comment? Okay, may I have a motion? Dorothy, you
I
make the
move the
motion.
motion.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding school speed limits in Belmore.
Thank you. Any member of the board wish to speak on this item?
Yes.
Councilman
Supervisor.
Schneider.
Thank you very much. Just to provide a little background, this is an initiative that was proposed by 2 students at Mepham High School, Jake Wilson and Braden Seligman. This is part of Mepham's Pirates for a Purpose program, and that is an initiative where the school's leadership program encourages students to develop different passion projects and to try and improve something within their community. This is a safety initiative that they've proposed that we're considering today, and we do have Jake with us tonight. Just want to say thank you to you and Braden for bringing this to our attention and trying to make the community a better place.
All right, good job.
And please, Jake, stand up so we can recognize you.
Hey, Jake.
Jake. All right,
Jake, if you want to say something about it. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
okay. Any further comment from any member of the board? Does any member of the public have any comment on this item? Okay, can I have a motion?
I move that we close the public hearing and adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Great, and thank you, and great job, Jake. Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We are adopting the Town of Hempstead public parking field maps showing parking regulations at certain parking fields in Merrick.
Thank you. Does any member of the board have any comment on this? Any member of the public have any comment on this item? Okay, can I have a motion?
I move that we close the public hearing and adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed handicap parking on public streets in East Atlantic Beach, Elmont, Franklin Square, Garden City, South, Roosevelt, Uniondale, Wantagh, and West Hempstead.
Okay, does any member of the board have any comment on this item? Does any member of the public wish to speak on this item? Okay, can I have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call item 11, the secret determination on the application of Baldwin Grand Avenue Apartments 2150 Grand LLC.
Yeah, on the decision calendar, the first decision is classifying the application of 2150 Grand LLC as an unlisted action, declaring lead agency and issuing a negative declaration under SEQR.
Okay, does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? May I have a motion?
I move that we accept.
Laura's going to move this
Oh,
one.
Lord, now this is mine.
Okay.
Okay, I move that that the decision be accepted.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call item 12, the decision on the application of Baldwin Grand Avenue Apartments 2150 Grand LLC.
Yes, the next and last decision grants the application of 2150 Grand LLC in the Baldwin Mixed Use Zoning Overlay District BMX of the Building Zone Ordinance.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
I move that the decision is accepted.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the administrative calendar.
Yes, so on the administrative calendar, we have items 13 through 53.
Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, I would make a motion at this time that the board table item number 47 to allow the planning department to further review responses to that RFP.
Thank you. Mr. Town Clerk, may I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Does any member of the board wish to speak on any item on the administrative calendar? All right, we do have numerous people that have signed in on the administrative calendar, starting with Hillary Flanagan.
Good
Hi,
evening,
good evening.
How are you?
All
Hillary
right.
Flanagan, Belmore, New York. Good evening, Supervisor Ferretti and members of the board. I'm here tonight to vehemently oppose number 45 on your schedule. I do have some questions to ask before beginning what I would like to speak about. The person you are considering as a consultant always mentioning having qualified, unbiased experts, always mentioning that they had to be within specialties. What qualifications does this person have to take on this consulting job? There's no resume attached to anything. There's no information. Having a Facebook page and talking about animal advocacy is not qualifications. How many shelters has this person worked for and gotten paid? What relationships does this person have with rescues, since you would be able to feel to do the job better than the people who are doing it now, who are doing an amazing job at getting our dogs to qualified, screened rescues with insurance and with board and trains and all the information that goes with that. There was no RFP that went out. This was a last minute on the calendar that was put on last night as an amendment. What access would this person even have to the shelter and its staff? This person has been in lawsuits with people who work at the shelter, has perfectly shamed, spoken negatively about, and actually confronted many of the people there. What's the access to any kind of software that's going to be there? How is this salary reached when actual qualified staff, such as the trainers, make much less? Not only has this person humiliated the shelter staff, but has also accused the deputy commissioner of trying to run her over on social media, has insinuated the acting director was dressed as a hooker, and embarrassed and insulted the youth supervisor, Freddie, on numerous occasions, which I watched your swearing in. Your children were here and you were booed. That was shameful, absolutely shameful. Nobody should be treated that way. As a leader of my employees, if somebody harassed my employees, my first thought would not be to give them a $63 an hour contract. You're supposed to be our leader. You are supposed to be our anchor, Supervisor Ferretti. You are fighting the current, not riding with it. To move forward with this contract would be detrimental to the staff and volunteer morale. The rescue relationships will be strained, many of which sent emails to you today, which I hope you all had a chance to review. And most of all, the animals. These are living beings that we have a tremendous amount of mercy for, and we try to help them the best that we can. We want the best. You have 170 people at that shelter who will consult with you on a daily basis for free. And I don't know why you wouldn't take that opportunity for us to be one team. Administrators, staff, and volunteers. We want to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Marcia DiTieri. I'm sorry, Marcia DiTieri.
Marcia DiTieri, American, New York. On item 13. Again, how many of the 32 homes that are deemed dangerous and inhabitable will also be allowed to remove every healthy tree on the property? When a new oversized home is built on the property, what percentage of the property can the new home be built on without a variance? And does the town check if the variance was approved, if required? Does the builder have to reduce the size if done illegally? Is the town putting any tree ordinances in place to try to preserve healthy trees on these properties? Clear-cutting healthy trees when it's the homes that are inhabitable is only hurting the property's value, killing the wildlife, and is unnecessary in most cases. Killed to make it easier for bulldozers to level the home without repercussions, unless our township makes it law to protect everything that keeps our environment beautiful and healthy. So I had a few questions. What percentage of the property after a home is knocked down is a new home allowed to be built on? And if a variance is approved, how big a home can a person build? I'm seeing these monster homes being built.
Well, Ms. DiTieri, that really has nothing to do with item number 13 on the calendar today.
Isn't that removing 32 uninhabitable
You're
homes?
asking general questions. Do you have any questions about this specific item?
Well, is it removing 32 homes? Is that the item?
We can, Commissioner, if you want to address some of the concerns of Ms. DiTieri.
So as far as the percentage, depending upon what zone it is, it can be anywhere from 27.5% to 30% of lot coverage, which is a footprint of the building. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a 2,000 square foot building maximum. Whatever the percentage is for the footprint, you can go up to 30 feet in height. And as far as the trees to be removed, we do get tree preservation affidavits. There are surveys that are submitted to us, and we take a look at that information. If there's healthy trees there, we're not going to take down healthy trees. If it's a situation where there are unhealthy trees and they need to come down, we'll take them down. And as far as the finished product goes, we do ask for final surveys. And if a tree should remain on the site, it should be shown on the final survey. And if there isn't, we would deal with it at that point.
And if it's removed illegally, what?
Well, again, if a permit is issued,
Or a healthy tree?
we're going to take a look at the final survey and we'll make a determination at that point on how to handle it. And if they did remove a healthy tree, we can ask them to replant.
So they are.
In the
need
event
to
there is.
replant if they remove a healthy tree illegally.
Correct.
Okay. If you look at any of the homes that have been knocked down, there's not one tree on those properties now.
Well, if there was none to start with, then there's nothing to replace. But in the event of a healthy tree coming down, we can request that they replace it with another tree.
Okay. As with the email that I had sent you and also the supervisor, he just cut down he moved in every tree, including at least 2 curbside trees, which the law indicates he's not allowed to do if they're healthy. So is he required to replant?
I'll have to take a look at the survey on that one and I'll make a determination based upon what was submitted.
Yeah, I would love to see people not being able to do anything they want, and that's what it seems like. Thank you.
And Supervisor, I apologize for not introducing myself. Dan Leo, Deputy Commissioner of the Building Department.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thierry. Next up, Michael O'Malley. I'm sorry? No? Okay. Ray Aurora.
Good evening, Supervisor.
Good evening.
Ray Aurora, 3712 Terrapin Place, Seaford. I think it's important for the public to be able to express their discontent or their concerns when those concerns exist, but I'm very pleased tonight to see Diane Madden's name on the resolution calendar. I know Diane for many years. She's a friend. I know her to be an extremely hardworking, dedicated person. I think she's exactly the right person to bring in. And I give you credit for bringing somebody who's been critical in the past, in the present. I think she speaks for all taxpayers, not just animal lovers. So I'm excited to see what she can do, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you pass the resolution tonight. I'll also say, with my remaining time, that I also agree with you. The traffic guys were pretty sharp, and snow, which has been a problem for us in the harbor, was pretty good this time. I mean, the snow has become ice and slush, but it's not really your fault. So hopefully the cleanup will continue. But thank you very much, and I hope you pass that resolution tonight.
I appreciate the words, and thank you for your compliment on the snow removal. The credit certainly goes to our men and women in the plows and operating all the other equipment, but they did do a great job. Thank you. Joseph Hopke. Okay. Elizabeth Skoda.
Elizabeth Skoda, Merrick.
Good evening.
Good evening, members of the board and guests. I'm here tonight to address the town's proposal, item 45, to hire a consultant for our animal shelter. While I appreciate the initiative to improve our facilities, I would like to express concerns regarding the recruitment process and the specific criteria required for such a sensitive role. First, it is unclear why no RFP was made known or initially extended to the shelter's internal staff or dedicated volunteer base. We have individuals within our community who possess education and hands-on knowledge of the animal's specific needs. To ensure this role benefits the shelter, the candidate must possess certain critical attributes. The individual must be free from negative associations with the township or the shelter's administration. A lengthy online history of public criticism toward the shelter and its personnel can undermine the collaborative environment necessary for progress. It is both short-sighted and impractical to expect harmony within the shelter when credibility of its current director is continually called into question at these meetings and on social media platforms. It also calls into question the board's loyalty to its own personnel. Further, a reputation for compassion towards both animals and the people who care for them is essential. It is vital that future rescue partners feel comfortable working with this person. Many rescues are hesitant to work with the individuals who have made the process difficult in the past. This limits our already narrow resources incredibly. Rather than adding to the pressure currently faced by our administration, the consultant should act as a stabilizing force, offering actionable solutions to every challenge, not just constant, insurmountable criticisms. They should have a degree-level education in animal behavior and a minimum of 5 years' experience handling shelter animals, specifically to understand the importance of ensuring good health and welfare, increased adoptability, and safeguarding post-adoption retention. More to the point, the ideal candidate must possess an objective and impartial approach prioritizing the welfare of the animals over personal and professional gain. Again, there is a wealth of knowledge within our current volunteer circle who already sacrifice their time and resources for these animals. Some volunteers have worked in the shelter environment for over a decade, have acted as mentors to me and many of us, and possess valuable information not found elsewhere. I urge the town to consider this as an option. It is also worth questioning whether this paid consultancy is an appropriate use of our township funds, as many of these individuals are willing to offer their services free of charge. These funds would far better be spent on increasing frontline staffing levels. Our shelter is in dire need of more hands-on personnel to manage the daily care of our animals, not more high-level oversight. Utilizing existing free experience would allow precious funds to go where they matter most.
Thank you, Ms. Skoda. So let me just address one of your concerns, because one of your multiple parts of your comment referenced previous Facebook posts. I would suggest just reviewing the contract that is addressed in the contract, the proposed contract. So,
if I can,
ma'am, I'm sorry, we have to get to the next speaker. Okay. Thank you very much, Lisa Gasparino.
Hello, my name is Lisa. I live in Seaford.
Good evening.
Sorry?
Good evening.
I oppose Resolution 45. I've been volunteering at the shelter for close to 9 years. I walk and socialize dogs and fostered over 100 kittens. We only heard last night that there was a contract award to provide consulting services for animal rescue. Why was it not made public and just put on the agenda last night? Why? I know dozens of volunteers that this job would be perfect for and are currently doing it for free, I might add. We promote these pups on our own personal page, and dogs have their own social media pages. They're famous. Our sweet Karen made it all the way to Oregon with the power of social media and our volunteers. Just spoke to Karen's mom today in Oregon. And at $63 an hour, in the privacy of your own home, distracted me. At $63 an hour, working in the privacy of your own home, not even near the animals, not being monitored for a position that's already filled at the shelter, it's mind-boggling. What are the candidate's qualifications? Does she have any certifications? I've been there 9 years. I've never seen her volunteer. She's not personally familiar with any of the dogs or cats because she's not a volunteer or a staff member. 99% of the volunteers can tell you details about these pups. We relay that information onto staff members, and they update their bios. They confirm this information themselves with the dog. Last month, I was speaking to Rob and Stephanie, who fostered and adopted Leo. We all should know Leo. We saw the prospective fosters there several times over the weeks. They asked volunteers about details about that special boy, because only volunteers would know that actually walk Leo, including myself. Rob said to me, and I quote, "I appreciate you telling me this. You don't work here. You have nothing to gain. I can trust what you're telling me." I can give you another 24 dogs that got adopted the same way just by talking to volunteers right out on a front lawn. Any active volunteer is 100% more qualified than an outside person who has not had hands-ons with these pups. We, the volunteers, give up countless hours, days of our own time to get these pups out in terrible, terrible weather. Sleet, snow, storms, we're there. I don't know who the candidate is, but she cannot have a voice for these animals when she does not talk to them on a weekly basis. And look, trust me, they talk back. They all talk back to us. How do we apply for this job? These are our tax dollars paying for this. And a visitor coming in with zero exposure to our shelter animals will only drain money from our tax dollars. These are my tax dollars. I do not approve of this hiring with my tax dollars. And why was it just put on the slate 24 hours ago? I'm cutting my time short, so I'm going to skip. She was offered this job back in 2019, 7 years ago. What has she done? Anything? Anything? Any proven track record? Does a candidate?
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Gasparino. Next up is Chris Jacobs.
Good evening, Chris Jacobs, Uniondale. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Yes. Item 37, does that in reference to the elevated water tower behind Turtle Hook Middle School in Uniondale?
No. Good evening, Commissioner Reinhardt.
Good evening, Supervisor Freddie, Deputy Supervisor, members of the town board. Yes, that is the tower in Uniondale. It's actually in the East Meadow Water District, yes.
Okay, yes. Good evening to you, Commissioner. Regarding that, I see that with the suspension of the bids, does that put it in a holding pattern? Can you provide a status update about the replacement of Old Rusty?
No, all we're doing is rejecting the bid that was received. There was only one bid received. We didn't feel it was a competitive bid with only one on such a large project. So it authorizes us to reject it and now rebid the project.
Oh, rebid the project?
Yes.
So it's still in motion then, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So that being that, just one quick question. I was doing some research on it. Did you guys reach out? So I know when the town of Hempstead many years ago, in 2019, they dedicated, they bonded out $8.4 million for the West Hempstead Tower. Did you guys reach out to the H2M architects that did that tower?
It's not the design side of it. It's designed, it's approved by the health department. It's the contractor that would construct it.
Okay, so just to sum it up, it's still in motion for the replacement of the Turtle Hook Water Tower, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobs. And thank you, Commissioner. Dan Oppenheimer.
Good evening, Dan Oppenheimer, Village of Hempstead.
Good evening.
Item number 34, resolution authorizing sponsorship payment to the Chabad of the Five Towns for the 4th Annual Hanukkah Community-Wide Concert. Whereas the town of Hempstead partnered with Nassau County and the Chabad of the Five Towns in sponsoring the 4th Annual Hanukkah Community-Wide Concert. And now therefore be it resolved that the town controller is authorized to make payment to the Chabad of the Five Towns in the amount of $25,000 for its sponsorship of the 4th Annual Hanukkah Community-Wide Concert out of the appropriate account. I have to say I've never seen this type of expenditure exactly. Maybe you can explain it to me before my time is out. This is a poster I pulled up advertising the concert. Looks like it was a fun event. It was advertised as a drive-in concert at North Woodmere Park. Limited space, RSVP required, and entertainer by the name of Joey Newcomb apparently was doing either a YouTube stream or some other type of streaming entertainment. And down at the bottom, it says free. Free on this poster. Now, any religious organization, whether it's the Cathedral of the Incarnation on Cathedral Ave, doing a performance of Handel's Messiah, whether it's the Bethlehem of Judea Church around the corner, doing a program of gospel music, I don't think this is an appropriate use of taxpayer money for a concert. This is not a social purpose. It's not something to do with a food pantry or housing. It's just a concert. And at that, it was a drive-in concert at a Nassau County park. And it mentions that you co-sponsored it with the county. I'm wondering if the county is also paying $25,000 for a total of $50,000 for a free concert that normally would be paid for by the congregation of whatever organization is putting that on. So I really would like an explanation for that. And in the few moments I have left, I would ask on the item number 48, the transfer of funding into different departments. Town attorney, $60,000, town clerk, $25,000, town controller, $3,000. Please expound on those.
Okay, are those the only two items you wish to speak on, or any other items?
That's it.
Okay, Mr. Town Attorney?
Mr. Oppenheimer, this is something that the town law authorizes the town to support cultural events. This is something that's not new. It's a this is the fourth annual. The town has sponsored with the county and partnered with the county over the last 4 years for this concert. So it's not something that isn't new. The town sponsors its own concerts all over the town. So the town laws allows us, and in this case, it happens to be a celebration. The other institutions that you mentioned, if they make application to the town will evaluate them. But I have to tell you that the reviews on this one is it's a very, very well-attended event, and it's well worth the money that's spent around the holiday season. With regard to the budget items, those are either raises or hirings. So you mentioned the town attorney's office, $60,000. Currently in the town's budget, the town attorney's office is entitled to have 4 law assistants. We currently have 2. So we're hiring a young man with really great credentials, and his salary is $60,000. So those are the numbers that you're talking about there.
The other 2 items, the town clerk and town controller, would those be longevity type step raises, that type of thing?
Some of them would be, but it also could be a merit raise as well. They're a lot less than $60,000. So based upon the numbers, I can't give you this. I actually could if you really need it. And if you speak to me at the end of the meeting, I'll give you the exact names. But in that case, it may be a gentleman that's getting a $3,000 raise in the town clerk's office, or a $2,000 raise, or in certain instances, and in one instance here, we settle grievances where we went to an arbitrator and the arbitrator decided that the town was wrong. And as a result, a certain individual was entitled to a certain grade. So as a result, they would get more money. People take tests, civil service tests all the time. If you pass a civil service test and the town board determines, in this case, in this town board resolution, there are 3 individuals in the building department that I specifically know about that are becoming plans examiners. So they're getting raises anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending upon the time that they've been with the town.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Stuart Kroll.
Good evening, Stu Kroll, North Hempstead. First of all, somebody mentioned qualifications. I don't want to go into all the problems that the shelter's had over the last few years, because quite frankly, 3 minutes wouldn't be enough time to do it. I'll just mention a couple of things real quick. One of the last trainers there, at the time of hiring, there were 5 required state qualifications. She lied about 4 of them. She eventually got them, but at that time she had lied about 4 of them. Dogs have been sent off to horrendous locations, horrendous conditions, and people such as Diane, primarily have been fighting to get these dogs back. In terms of Diane, I've worked with her with advocacy for many years. There's nobody I know of that has more of an unwavering commitment to the animals than she does. I think she's got great ethics, and I think you need an outside person in there to really, if somebody's really serious about straightening this whole mess out, to actually do that. And the only other thing I'll say, Supervisor Ferretti, I commend you for your courage and compassion, which is more than my counterparts in North Hempstead have and your predecessors have, and I strongly urge that you pass this resolution. Thank you.
I appreciate the comments, Mr. Kroll. I just want to remind all that this is a contract for limited to the the attempt to have dogs rescued and adopted, not administer over the animal shelter. I have full confidence in our staff in the animal shelter. I believe they are doing a good job, and this contract does not impact that. Next up is Mita Meriday.
I have a few items, so I just want to make sure they all get covered before the time gets cut off. Do I just put the numbers out there? Mita J. Meriday.
If you don't mind, if you could just tell me which one you'd want to talk about first, we'll go through that.
Okay, I just want to put them on the record because I'm not doing that hustle again. I got 13, I got 16 to 23, I have 24, 29, 33, 37, 41, 44, briefly on 45. Since 47 was tabled, I will talk with the town attorney about that separately, and 48.
So which one would you like to start with?
13. Just curious, but someone asked the question earlier about this, the emergencies being established. I do appreciate the commissioner giving me the addresses for Baldwin. He did express what was being done, but I'm still curious as to what are we addressing, what are we doing long-term with these types of properties, basically hopefully getting them rehab so that we can get folks back into homes where they're desperately needed. 16 to 23. The various sponsorships. Could someone
I'm sorry,
explain those
Ms.
to me?
Meriday, can we give you an answer on number 13?
No, I'm good with 13.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying I wanted to thank the commissioner. He spoke earlier, so, he's trying to save us all time, me as well. But 16 to 33, the various sponsorships.
Those are sponsorships that town puts out an annual calendar, which lists dates that are sent to all residents, and those are the sponsorships that help defray the cost of it.
Okay, well, do the sponsorships cover the full cost and distribution? Since this township has a way of marketing everything from, pet fees, Valentine's Day, mulching. I'm just curious. Or is this going to be additional expenses to taxpayers, or do all these sponsorships cover the cost for this?
The sponsorships don't cover the total cost.
What's the total cost?
I don't have that number. I can get it for you, Ms. Mary.
Appreciate it. 24, training for who? Who benefits? How applicants determine? What is the extent of the agreement with this company? What renewable projects are involved with the training?
Hey, Dr. Millett?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Supervisor Ferretti, Deputy Supervisor Goolsbee, members of the board. This is a 6-week program for young people, 18 years and older. It is a high school diploma is required, and they will be trained in energy efficiency, weatherization, insulation, things of that nature, handy man work. It's certified.
Okay, and this is paid training?
Well, this is just training, and it costs per participant $9,750. This is training for employment, so they'll be employed after they are trained.
But we have the contract with Soulful Synergy, so we're paying them to do the training.
We are partnering with this company to train these young people for employment.
Okay, and what communities are they coming from?
All over town of Hempstead. Any student, any person in the town of Hempstead is welcome to apply.
Okay, and how's it being promoted?
Well, we have outreach. We're in the schools. We have people who are in the community. We have partnerships with the schools. Young people, they may not go to college. They may not want to go to college, so we have advisors that are in place to let them know that these programs are being offered.
Okay, great. Thank
May
you.
I add, excuse me, may I add something to that while you're speaking now?
Deputy Supervisor.
Okay. He's doing a wonderful job. If you've ever had the opportunity, I have spent much time in that area with those youngsters. I have come when you have your people outside, they learn, and you're doing a fantastic job, and I'm so pleased and happy with what is happening with those youngsters. Not only are you doing that, when they come out, they do a great job.
Thank you.
Well, can we see more of that in the newsletters and the almost daily mailings as opposed to the same people who keep using that to run for office? Just a side note for that. 29 and 48, the fund transfers. Again, this is problematic because we put these budgets together that you, Supervisor Ferretti, said you worked so diligently on. I still don't understand how you did that. and you were still over at the county. But we're in
sorry,
January, and you're
stop.
talking about transfers and
I'm
giving
sorry,
you the
what was the
ability
question?
to do that.
What was the
So
question,
I'm
Ms.
curious
Faraday?
with that. I'm curious.
I didn't hear your question.
The fund transfers
No, you asked a question about when I was at the county?
for 29 and 48. Yes.
What was the question?
How are you able to do these fund transfers? Or what are you getting fund transfer supervision for in 29?
Okay, I think
And the
you're
clock is
confused with
still
something. It has nothing to do with when I was at the county. But Mr. Mastromarino, are you here on number 29?
And if they can do 48 at the same time?
Good evening, Ms. Mastromarino.
Thank you. John Mastro Marino, I'm the town controller. The transfers relate to personnel resolutions that were done primarily, I think, in December. And where there is existing funding within the budget, we do not require a transfer of funds. But when a change is made, as it was in December, for a few individuals, primarily moving in from one department to the other, that required a resolution to memorialize the transfer. So all of these transfers are in relation to a previous resolution on personnel matters.
Is that connected to 33 with the CSCA? I'm concerned about the institutional knowledge that we're losing, the same way with the county. People are going to be leaving here, and I'm concerned about any kind of backfill.
We have adequate and superior experience throughout the town, and I haven't seen any department that lost anybody that somebody didn't step right up and fill in the spots. And we have experience throughout all the towns, including my office. When somebody is retiring, we get a notice plenty of time in advance, and we make sure that there's somebody that can fill in with that experience. And I've seen that throughout all the town, to all the departments.
Yeah, and I would just add that our workforce is doing an incredible job. I mean, we saw it just this past weekend. We had many people that were plowing that retired based on the incentive, and yet we had one of the best responses, if not the best response, I feel, that I saw on all Long Island. And just Mr. Mastromarino, from the 2024 incentive, how much did we save?
Probably upwards of $15 million.
Right, and that was a big reason why we were able to cut taxes for 2026, $5 million in the general fund. It's an 18% tax cut.
Yes, we are down in our workforce quite a bit from 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But you increased salaries and raises with no justification, and you still have the same number of people in veteran services. So I still had other items that I put on the agenda before my time was up.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Maraday. Jacinda Summer. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what you're referring to, but you gave us numbers and we responded. Ms. Jacinda Summer. Okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. Maraday. Thank you, Ms. Maraday. You're not answering the question. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm right. You answered your question. Just because I'm not all in with your scenario and the things that you're doing, I still have a right as a taxpayer to have my issues addressed. But I sat here, plowed my way through cold kidney. Ms. Maraday, your time is up. We have another speaker behind you. I'd ask that you please vacate the microphone. Ma'am, I'm going to ask you, you're out of order. I'd ask you to please, ma'am, I'm going to ask one more time. I'm not out of order. Okay. Next up, Jacinda Summer. Thank you, Ms. Maraday. I'm submitting this to the clerk so it's on the official record. Thank you. People are watching.
Good
evening.
Hi.
Hi, if you could just give your name and address for the record.
Jacinda Summer, Massapequa. I'm
Good evening.
calling, speaking about resolution number 45. I've been a volunteer 8 years now. I go every day, except for sometimes on weekends. I just had a few questions. Like, the question was asked prior, and it was deflected with another question about somebody else's qualifications. What qualifications does this person have to do this job?
Okay, Mr. Macaron.
Assuming the town board passes this resolution, it's the town board's position that, with regard to the qualifications, I mean, you're a volunteer, and quite frankly, the town has always been very proud of the workers down at the animal shelter, as well as the volunteers. And boy, are there a lot of volunteers who, I will answer the question, okay, who are involved in the daily operation of that facility. But if you've been down there, you know, okay, that there are certain dogs that cannot be adopted, or the town has had, I'll rephrase that. Every dog can be adopted. I'm told, okay, there are certain dogs that we have a problem adopting. And I've been the town attorney for almost 4 years, and Miss Madden has been involved with
Hey,
this.
hold on, Mr. Macaron. Please do not call out. We each get 3 minutes. Please don't call out. Thank you.
Okay, with the previous administration, led by Supervisor Clavin, as well as Supervisor Ferretti, we had some significant negotiations and discussions with Ms. Madden. It's a 3-month contract. The goal here is to help certain animals, whether they be cats, dogs, or what other animals are there. This doesn't have to do with personality. The town board has decided that they're going to give this a trial for 3 months, 90 days, okay? Assuming that it works out, it may continue. If it doesn't work out, the town board has the authority at any time to cut this contract short. So quite frankly, everybody who's been down at the animal shelter, and all of you advocates that are here now have been down there a lot more than me, you know that we could do a better job of outreach with regard to the animals. And as a result,
Ma'am, please, again.
we're taking a different course.
You're still please don't call out.
Taking a different course. You may not like the course, but it's a course that we're trying. And hopefully it will be successful. And hopefully everybody who has one goal, the benefit for the animals, will work together here to make sure that happens.
Ma'am, do you have more? Okay, I'm gonna ask. I'm trying to be. We're trying to be respectful of everybody's time. Everybody gets 3 minutes. You waived your time, sir. You could have spoke. You did speak. Well, speak later then, not now. Okay, next question, please.
Well, that really didn't answer a big question. And the RFP, was that ever published? I think there are a lot more qualified people that are doing the job for free now. So what happened to the RFP?
Okay, Mr. Town Attorney.
There was no RFP with regard to this. We consider this a professional service contract, and Ms. Madden expressed interest in doing this job, and as a result, assuming the town board approves it, the town has the authority in this situation to approve this contract.
As far as contacts with rescues, there are plenty that are already have relationships. What rescues is Ms. Madden going to have? One, that Ulster County Canine, that Titan, that's the only animal that I've seen that she's had any part of saving.
Mr. Town Attorney, what is the exact question? I'm sorry, that was a statement.
I don't have, Mr. Supervisor, I think I understand. I don't have the specific rescues in front of me that she's going to contact, but that will be her job. Her job will be working on a monthly basis. That's what the consulting contract is for, okay, to do just that, to contact animal rescues and to try to get these animals placed.
Okay. Has she ever fostered, or doesn't she own pets? What type of experience does she have? I just don't feel, I've been a volunteer over 8 years. My heart is in the right place. I do a lot of things for the animals. I mean, one of my buddies, dogs that come in that aren't adoptable, I work with them, socialize them, and they're fantastic animals now. There's a dog, Ripley, adopted and returned 5 times. He's with 4 little baby toddlers now, doing awesome. That to me is what counts. I'm not looking for a paycheck. I'm not my ego. I'm not saying me, what I do. I'm there because I want to be. I'm a positive person, but I believe Miss Madden, when she comes to the shelter, there's a black cloud. Everything is negative. The shelter is portrayed as a hellhole. You would think that if I wasn't a volunteer, I would not step foot near the town of Hempstead. How is that helping dogs get placed? I was donating blood, and someone had asked me about the shelter. Oh, I hear there's terrible things going on there. I said, that's not true. It's not true. Look at the good that goes on. How many adoptions that you were just stated? How many adoptions do we just have? But no, the place is, according to some people that haven't even stepped in, that the town of Hempstead shelter is disgusting, harbors animals.
Ms. Sommer, let me first thank you for your volunteerism. As all the volunteers here today, I want to thank you for volunteering your time at our shelter. You all do an incredible job, as does our staff. So I don't want you to take this as any kind of negative, because it certainly is not. We all have the same goal. I'm going to ask, you got to please, we're trying to keep order. Okay. We all have the same goal, and that's to get the animals out of the shelter into homes, into rescues. That's the goal. That's why we have proposed this contract. It's a 90-day contract. I'm sure Ms. Madden would tell you herself. This is something that we are trying. We're hoping that we can accelerate some of our animals being rescued and being into forever homes. I don't think anyone in this room would not want that. That's what we all want. So, and we're going to put them in the right places. That's the goal. I'm sure we all hope that works out. Why would anyone in this room not want it to work out? Next up is Tate Simmons. I've asked now like 4 or 5 times. We all get 3 minutes. I'd ask that you don't call out. There's also public comment at the end. You can ask you can make your comments at the end. Okay, Tate Simmons.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Point Lookout. I had double jaw surgery, and I chose to be here to speak about Diane. For those who don't know me, my name is Tate Simmons. I've been speaking about my cat Spirit since 2023. Spirit was tragically killed as a result of mismanagement and systemic protocols in the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. Nothing against the volunteers. I have friends that volunteer there. The volunteers are what keeps the shelter going. However, when Spirit died, we got his body back in a black garbage bag, as I know Councilwoman Ryder and Councilman Mascarello know. And Diane was by my family's side seeking justice. Mr. Clavin, previous supervisor, also was aware that this was systemic injustice and showed a pretty big issue within the shelter. Again, nothing against the volunteers. These are the people that keep the shelter going. However, Diane has been by my side and has been shedding light on what needs to be fixed for the better of the animals. I'm an animal lover. I was a very good friend of Chris Arsenal, who died as a result of the Happy Cat Sanctuary fire. I am here backing Diane Madden. I have done research. I have proven to many people that have reached out to me saying that there's no hope in the shelter, that there is hope in the shelter. It starts with the amazing volunteers here, but it also starts with Diane. Diane has showed me that there is proof that people can do great things. And I think drama aside, politics aside, whatever it may be, Diane is here for the animals. I lost my cat in a horrific way. I hope no one ever experiences getting an animal back in a garbage bag. Luckily, thank you to Diane, we were able to shed light on the Central Valley stream and the horrors that our taxpayer dollars were paying for. Hundreds of animals were being euthanized a year under the radar that we were paying for. My cat was one of them. Diane has raised this red flag and has encouraged me to keep seeking justice, and I know the board has sent apologies. So I just want to say I'm backing Diane. I'm an animal lover. I'm along with the incredible volunteers here and everyone here who is obviously an animal lover. I know if Chris Arsenal was alive, this would make him happy to see that everyone cares so deeply. I hope that we can allow Diane to come in and do her thing. Again, like the board has been saying, she is proven to care. So let's give her a chance. Also for Spirit, who has passed away, for Toast, for the other people who are too scared to reach out, who have lost their animals due to the animal shelter's mismanagement. We need to just hope for a better result for the animals. It's going to start with the incredible volunteers. It's going to start with Diane. And now everyone has visibility on what is being proposed. So we need Diane to come in and support a better life for the animals. And again, thank you, Supervisor Ferretti. I know we didn't get to meet when this happened to Spirit, but I came out of my double jaw surgery healing just to speak with you and the board. So thank you.
Thank you. I hope you feel better, and my condolences, I'm sure, from the entire board. Okay, that's all that have signed in for the administrative calendar. Does anybody else wish to speak on any item on the administrative calendar? Okay, it looks like we've got quite a few hands. So maybe we can line up, or should we, maybe we have one person go up and anybody else can sign in? Do we have slips that we can, Brian, do we have slips? Just so you don't have to stand the whole time, we'll get you slips and I'll call you up.
Shall I commence?
But stay there for now. Stay there for now. You'll sign the slips and then we'll call you up. Yes, good evening.
So, Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale, President of the Nelson Garden Civic Association. I'm referring to item 37 on the administrative calendar. We have great concerns in Uniondale regarding this water tower issue. I have an article here from Newsday. It has been 1 year since the announcement of the replacement of Old Rusty, as we affectionately call the dilapidated water tower and neglected water tower in Uniondale. 1 year. And I'm going to read the article, a snippet of it. This was January 22nd, 2025. The town of Hempstead plans to build a new water tower in Uniondale to replace an aging tower that has long drawn complaints from residents. Town officials announced last Tuesday. Town officials had previously said, excuse me, please. I'm sorry. Town officials had previously said that the tower would be renovated, but at a news conference in Uniondale, Town Supervisor Donald Clavin Jr. said it made sense to spend a little more and get a new tower. Just to redo an existing 70-year-old facility is going to cost about $9 million. When to build a new one, state-of-the-art, is a little over $10 million. It really was a no-brainer on the investment, Clavin said on Tuesday. The estimated cost of more than $10 million includes the cost of demolishing the existing tower after the new one goes into service, Clavin said. He said the rationale for the investment is to remove an eyesore as well as reduce maintenance costs of an aging structure. This water tower, these are my words now, this water tower has endured 30 plus years of no maintenance whatsoever. I wish I had brought my blow-up picture, but I didn't have time to bring it. It's the most awful, dilapidated water tower in Nassau County, Suffolk County. I drive all over the place. I have never seen anything like this. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I hope that this doesn't languish. Water is our most precious resource. And the residents hope that this water tower does not languish for years to come, as many other projects in Uniondale has languished and has been hard fought for to come to fruition. Town of Hempstead, 6 districts, but not equal.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, sir, I don't think you're Danielle. Did you sign in? All right, you can just come up. You can just come up. If you can just give us your name and address.
Michael O'Malley, taxpayer, Town of Hempstead. Question for the county attorney. You still haven't answered what her qualifications are. She's going to try. She's a nice person. Doesn't cut it for $63 an hour as a taxpayer. What are her qualifications?
She's been an animal advocate in this town for over 20 years.
What are her qualifications?
Those qualifications, those are some of her.
Behaviorist, trainer.
She's not a behaviorist, to my knowledge, or a trainer. No different than the woman that was up here a little while ago who said that she took a dog at the shelter. I don't know what his training is, what her training was, but she sure as heck did a great job as a volunteer.
Volunteer for free, not for $63
Okay, well, the town, The town has decided to get a fresh outside set of eyes to look into this situation. You may not like it. You may not like it. You may not like it. There's no degree in animal rescue, sir. There's no degree in calling up as animal
Mr. Town
rescue.
Attorney, you've answered the question, sir. Next question.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't answered the
Do
question.
you have any further questions?
Yes, I do, but I still want that question
He
answered.
gave you the answer, sir.
That's not an answer. Okay, I'm going to ask you, what are her qualifications?
Okay. That's already been answered. Do you have any further questions?
It hasn't been. Yes, I do. As a volunteer there, I signed a social media document saying if I talk bad about the shelter, I can be let go as a volunteer. We have a person who's talked bad about the shelter for eons. She's talked bad about you, and now we're going to hire at the shelter? How does that work out?
Sir, have you read the have you read the contract, sir?
I know she could be terminated.
I'm asking, have you read the contract?
I've looked over the contract.
So you haven't read the parts that have confidentiality?
Yes,
You have read that.
but I'm talking about prior to this. She's disparaged that shelter for years. The people who work at the shelter for years, volunteers for years. She booed you in this room, and now we're okay? It's good?
Sir, when I ran, I promised I would work with people that supported my campaign. I would work with people that did not support my campaign. Because if it's in the best interest of the animals and the taxpayers and the residents of the town of Hempstead, I support it. You have to put the politics aside, and quite frankly, can I answer the question, sir? You asked me a question.
You're not answering the question.
Okay.
Go to the next point. Now that you brought that up with the betterment of the dogs, numerous rescues that have worked hand in hand with the shelter for years have pulled working with the shelter, knowing with this soon-to-be hire. One day, numerous rescues have pulled from working years and years, fractured relationships because of this soon-to-be hire. How many more in the future you think are going to pull because of this? With that, we all want the dogs to get out, some for the right reasons, some for the wrong reasons. Financially is not the right reason, to save money on the dogs' heads. So with unqualified people dealing with unqualified rescues, there's probably more legitimate daycare centers in Minnesota than the rescues that she is going to be associated with. And these dogs are going to suffer, and suffer greatly at your hands. And we're still waiting for the qualifications.
Was there a further question?
No, I'm done.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Congratulations on your hire.
Next up is Danielle Asher.
Good evening, Danielle Asher from Belmore. So I'm kind of new on the scene in the town of Hempstead. I've been around, but it's been animal shelters, somewhat new to me. And I just want to say, there's a couple things I'm hearing in this room tonight that are patterns with the town of Hempstead. There is a lack of transparency, the no RFP, the no release of the qualifications that people are asking for. There's a lot of stuff I'm hearing. I get why there's a lot of frustration. I can't speak to previous relationships and things that people have experienced. That has not been my experience with Diane Madden. She has introduced me to many animal advocates that have been, excellent, and I've learned so much about animals in the town of Hempstead from Diane. I know she is a person, as I've known her, with integrity. I want to say that I find this timing so suspicious. It is not a coincidence that we are in a political time. When we say it's not political, I'd ask you to ask that question, everyone. I find the release of Diane's name in the agenda and the resolutions, along with the potential salary, all very interesting, because in the last couple years, salaries and names and things have been removed from our agendas and resolutions. But we know that Diane has a mixed reputation. I just can't help but, again, wonder why that is such a suspicious thing. It feels almost like a game is being played. Gotta say so. I also want to say, I get it. Diane is someone that speaks up for things that are unpopular. People that criticize, people that stand up here or on social media and tell the truth are ostracized, and they are blacklisted, and they are kicked out of senior centers, and they're kicked out of Town of Hempstead parks, or kicked out of the shelter. They're kicked out of this room. I get it. I've been there. Diane's unpopular because, as many of you probably may feel the same way, she supports Joe Schnablo, who has dedicated and committed himself that if he ever becomes supervisor, he will be faithful to reforming the shelter. So I know Diane says a lot of things that are unpopular. But what I do know is she is extremely passionate. She has a lot of integrity, and I do trust that in 3 months, she can have the opportunity to show herself and show what she is capable of doing, because she hasn't had that opportunity truly before. My only question is, I was curious because I looked at the resolution and agenda on Friday night, and then I looked at it again today. Was this information released with 24 hours notice?
Mr. Town Attorney?
Put up on the website within 24, it was put up on the website within 24-hour notice.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Leslie Simmons. Oh, sorry, that's who was next.
Hi, my name is Leslie Simmons from Point Lookout. I wasn't really going to speak tonight. I joined my daughter really in to support Diane. For those of you that work at the shelter and volunteer, and we do commend all of you because we all know how hard they work there. They do. But I can guarantee to all of you, if Diane gets this position, which hopefully tonight she will, there will be no animal that will not be treated compassionately, and that first and foremost, she will think of that animal. I personally know her advocacy. She's been doing this for years. She also helped to put the volunteer program in place years ago. So she has respect for the volunteers. I also know what the last speaker said. Sometimes people are unpopular because they step up to the plate and they point out the things that are wrong. My daughter already told our story, which a lot of you on the board know. Our cat was taken 6 feet off our property line, taken to an outside vet that this town had contracted for years, never looking at the bills. That vet's office put my cat to sleep in 3 hours with no reasonable reason. And yes, we did pick him up in a black garbage bag from the shelter 3 days later. It was not just my cat it happened to. It was quite a few others as well, which we discovered late. Diane was just relentless about trying to get us answers as to why that happened. And you know what? None of us really got any answers, but she would not let go. She was like a pit bull. But so I can guarantee all of you, if you want to know what her criteria is and what her background is, it's animal advocacy. No, she's not a dog trainer, but she knows a good trainer when she sees one. All right? She's not a veterinarian, but she knows a good veterinarian when she sees one. I'm sure you do. So do I. And I know many good ones. I know Central Vet was not a good one. And thanks to her, this town ended their contract with Central Vet so that no more animals were killed, unnecessarily. But I also know that in that shelter, not talking about the volunteers, but administrative things have happened in there that shouldn't have happened. Where all those dogs went to those places that were never vetted. And I asked one of the people that were supposedly involved with the vetting. They said, "Oh, well, there's just not enough time to check that out." Diane will make sure.
Ms. Simmons, I want to thank you for your comments and once again, the condolences on your pet. But I just want to say, I can only speak since I've been here since August. I do feel that our staff at the animal shelter and our volunteers are doing a great job. They're certainly putting in all the effort that they can to do what they can, and we're only looking to enhance that. And we thank our employees, our director, as well as our volunteers. So thank you for your comments. Sir, I don't have you signed in, but please go ahead.
My card is up there. It's Joe Hopke.
Oh, okay.
From North Belmore. I've been a volunteer for 8 years up at the shelter, and the one thing it's amazing. I attended 3 board meetings, town meetings over the past 2 years, only 3. And they've all dealt with, why the hell are you talking to this woman? Why are you even discussing doing anything in the shelter? You know the history of her. She sued the town. Nobody up there likes her. Okay? And you have to come out and you say you're grateful for us, that we do a great job and the staff does a great job. We have about 100 volunteers and staff, I don't know, maybe there's like 50, through the course of the whole week. Nobody wants her to set foot in that building. It's plain and simple. If we knew that this person can get Fido out of there to the best rescue, come on in. Get Fido out of there. Okay? You respect us. You take our opinions. Nobody wants her in the building. Thank you.
And yet she's the reason you're there.
Thank you.
Please don't call out. Okay. Are you Melinda? Do we have Melinda? All right. Melinda Peck.
I'm a volunteer at the shelter, Melinda Peck, and I just want to know why this woman. She's so divisive. She comes to the shelter, she's nasty, she said horrible things on Facebook about the director, the volunteers. Why in the world would you bring this woman in? It's like the most divisive person you could pick. And I've seen her in action here. She doesn't have the qualifications. You can't answer that question. I'm asking that question, why this woman?
I mean, ma'am, we've answered both of the questions you just posed.
I don't feel like you have.
Mr. Town Attorney, can you answer again the two questions posed by Ms. Peck?
She's been an advocate for the last 20 years with the town. She's worked with numerous administrations here. The town wants an open set of eyes. They're trying something new.
An open set of eyes.
So I would ask that you're all there for the same reason,
but
all for a good
this
reason.
Person.
Open your eyes and allow this to work, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Just, again, I'm going to ask you, what we're going to have to start to do is, Mr. Town Attorney, or anybody who's responding to a question, if we're going to get shouting out, we'll just stop responding and start the clock. We please just keep order. We have a question. We're trying to give an answer.
You going to say something?
Ms. Peck, go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. But a person that's so active on social media, I mean, constant posts. I was looking at it today. You can't even find what she posts. She posts 20 times a day. I don't know how she's going to have time to help our shelter. But it's so many negative things about the shelter. Like, why would that person, you want to bring that person and help the shelter? Yes, if somebody has other relationships with rescues, that's wonderful. But not someone who basically hates us all. She takes pictures if we're like we have rules, don't be on a bench with a dog. She'll take a picture and post it. She'll make fun of the way the shelter director's dressed. She'll, criticize trainers. She criticizes everything. I don't think I've ever heard her say one positive thing. You say you support your staff? This is not supporting your staff.
Okay. Ms. Peck, I would just encourage you to read the contract. Many of your concerns are addressed within the contract. Next up is Danielle Kenny.
Danielle Kenny, North Belmore.
Good evening.
I'm not up here to state any opinions or how I feel about this. I'm just looking for some clarification. I did read through the contract several times. I'm not an attorney, and sometimes the legal verbiage can be confusing to me. And as a tax-paying volunteer, I love this opportunity to be able to ask them questions. So my first question is, I'm looking for clarification from our town attorney, Mr. Raccarone, where he said that she will be working with animal rescues to get our long-term dogs out of the shelter. Is that correct?
It's one of her goals, yes.
That is one of her goals. So that's what her 90-day contract is, to get the long-term dogs out of the shelter.
Well, let's hope that there's there are new rescues that show up next week, and she gets rid of them just as quickly as she can.
Okay, get rid of them as quickly as she can.
Well, get rid of them as in going to a rescue. You knew exactly what I mean.
Well, I mean, that's the point. I'm just looking for clarification on that when they're getting rid of or going to a rescue, these are reputable, insured animal rescues, correct?
The town has some very, very strict rules with regard to that. So yes, they're reputable. We require insurance. We vet them. Okay, and quite frankly, we've had some instances in my tenure where it went to a place that we had concerns about later, and we spent a significant amount of money to get those dogs back.
I agree. I agree completely that dogs have gone to some places they shouldn't have, and that's where my concern lies, and that's why I'm asking these questions. So thank you for clarifying that. So her job over this 90-day period is to get long-term dogs out of the shelter through reputable rescues.
That's not what the town attorney said. He said one of her goals was that. So let's not misrepresent what the town attorney said.
Okay. I'm just looking for clarification because to me this is a little.
And I'm trying to clarify.
Thank you very much. And Supervisor Ferretti, you also mentioned that every dog is adoptable. And I love that idea. I really do love that idea that every dog is adoptable. So during this 90-day contract, she will accomplish getting some of our more difficult dogs, such as Graham, Lance, and Ziggy, into reputable, insured, safe rescues. Is that correct?
Well, let me just once again correct you. I did not say that. Mr. Macaron did, so I'll defer to Mr.
You said every
Macaron.
dog was adoptable. That's
Actually, Mr. Macaron did, so I will defer to Mr. Macaron.
That's one of the goals, yes.
Okay. So during the 90 days, that's what we can expect to see.
I sure as heck hope so.
Okay. And my last question is that since we do have a full-time rescue coordinator at the shelter, is she replacing the rescue coordinator?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Because you had said that, her coming into this in no way is against us or the work that we do or the staff does or anything else. I would say that this questions the work of the rescue coordinator if you're hiring her at a pretty decent salary to do the job of a rescue coordinator.
First off, it's not a salary. It's a consulting fee. And quite frankly, it's
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the words as good as you do. I apologize. She's making some good money doing what the rescue coordinators do.
It's a distinction that's actually quite important because when you're a consultant, you're required to have overhead expenses. For example, $1 million of insurance. Those things cost money. Whereas an employee or a salary, as you refer to, you don't have those expenses. So there is a significant distinction, which is why the town attorney pointed that out.
And the other thing you should understand, and you already know this, okay? It's expensive for us to house those dogs for a long period of time. So the goal is to try to get these people, these rescues, to find, with Miss Madden's help and with all of the workers at the shelter, as the supervisor likes to say, forever homes. So that's the goal. Very humane thing.
Okay, I hear everything you're saying, and I do comprehend everything you're saying. I guess I'm struggling with it that for years, staff, volunteers, supervisors, the director have worked very hard to find reputable rescues. But if you're saying that she will come into this role and get these long-term difficult dogs out in a way we never have, then I'm looking forward to seeing it then.
Let's once again not misrepresent what the town attorney said. What he said was this is a 3-month contract in which one of her goals is to do just that. Let's not misrepresent. He did not say that will happen. He said that's a goal, and that's going to be what we should all be working to do.
But if she doesn't reach her goal, then what's the point of the contract? I guess that's the part I'm struggling with. That's her goal. So if she accomplishes her goal, then I see it. But if she doesn't accomplish her goal, what's the point of having her there if this is not accomplished?
A goal is, I'm not going to go back and forth on the definitions of words, but if it wasn't a goal, it would be definitive. It's a goal. It's what we're trying to do. It's, I believe, all of our goals in this room. We're trying to do it. That doesn't guarantee anything. There's no guarantees in life.
All right, it's only a 3-month contract. The town board will evaluate it in 3 months.
Okay. Sorry, sir, you've already spoke. I'm sorry, you could speak in public comment, but the administrative calendar, you can only speak one time. You could speak again in public comment, sir. I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you again. All right, thank you. So, does anyone else wish to speak on the administrative calendar that has not spoken? Okay. Since there are no more speakers, may I have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move that we, that we finished it. I move that we close the calendar.
Do I have a second?
Second. I said I moved that the administrative calendar be closed.
With the exception of 47, which was tabled.
With the, right. So just so everyone's clear, number 47 was tabled. We now have a motion on the remaining items on the administrative calendar, and it has been seconded.
There was a second? Okay. Supervisor Fred.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Okay, now that the formal town board, I'm sorry? Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Thank you. Now that the formal town board meeting is ended, the town board will remain to listen to the comments of residents. We have numerous people who have signed in. First up, Hillary Flanagan. Oh, well, I have people that have signed in. I don't know. Yeah.
Good evening, Hillary Flanagan, Belmore, New York.
Good evening.
I have to tell you the extreme disappointment that we have in you and all of the board at this time. This was a horrendous decision on your part. And if there was actually legitimate rescues, that has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do with personalities. If there was a legitimate benefit, we would be all for it. I work with plenty of people I don't like. It has nothing to do with it. This was what was the best for the animals, and shipping them to rescues to get them off your hands is not the way to do that. We care for these animals. And when they stop disappearing and going to odd places, we are going to be back. And we don't like coming here. We want to have a normal, nice relationship with you. Councilman Schneider, I've been coming here for the longest time. We've tried olive branches. It's nice that you had a meeting with some of these people. We've reached out for meetings. Have you ever had a meeting with one of us? Have you ever listened to our concerns to work together? What you have done to this shelter is irreversible, and I don't care if it's 90 days. And the town attorney is more than aware of history that has gone on and things that have been done where people have to call police reports, file lawsuits. This is not fair what you've done to all of us. One thing it is really not fair to is every single animal in that shelter. It is completely unfair. And I am so disappointed. I have voted for you, and it is just breaking my heart because I really thought you were going to be different. I really thought so. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Elizabeth Scoder.
I had something planned, but I'm going to talk from my heart. From October 2024 to May 2025, I was the only person who handled the dog named Arctic. The dog had bit 2 other people before in the shelter, a staff person and another volunteer, both of whom tried to help him. For some reason, he did not bite me. I walked that dog every single day before work because I could not come during the day. I walked that dog every weekend. For 7 months, I think I missed 2 days. This person that you wanted, and you have given her carte blanche to our shelter, was on social media asking and stating that this dog was dangerous and that he should be euthanized. And I knew different, and I worked with him anyway. And now he is in Alaska with 6 other dogs in a pack with a family that loves him very much, who actually has been in rescue for 30 years. If you had listened to her, he would not be here. Okay? All of this, which you've done here today, is you cannot take it back. You will lose this volunteer program. I myself have mentored, I think, about a dozen to 20 people myself. I can't remember because while I was walking this dog, I was mentoring 3 people over the weekend. We will not forget. You will lose your volunteers and you will lose those seats when it matters because none of us here will forget. None of us, no one in this district, in this township will forget what you have done. You have compromised your own integrity here. Thank you.
Thank you. Pearl Jacobs.
Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale. I have received numerous complaints from residents regarding food trucks in Uniondale. Uniondale Avenue is oversaturated with food trucks. These trucks idle all day and into the night to run their mobile kitchens, thus adding more pollution burdens to our already New York State Department of Environmental Conservation identified disadvantaged community. Residents have been complaining about these food trucks for years, as these food trucks fall under the town of Hempstead's codes for peddlers and solicitors, local law number 51-1976. Uniondale Avenue is only one lane, each traffic in each direction. Food trucks encompass multiple parking spots, which are minimum on Uniondale Avenue. Customers of these food trucks also park in a plethora of illegal ways while patronizing these food trucks. These food trucks also display bright signage lights, which obstructs motorist visions, especially at night. Following are some of the town of Hempstead's rules that are not being adhered to as per the aforementioned local law. Number 1, annual town of Hempstead permits are not visible on trucks. Number 2, a peddler or solicitor should not be permitted to peddle or solicit in any congested area where his operation might impede pedestrian or vehicular traffic. Number 3, a peddler or solicitor shall not be permitted to stand in one place for more than 15 minutes. Number 4, a peddler or solicitor shall not be permitted to stop within 200 feet of a previous stop. Number 5, every peddling vehicle license pursuant to this chapter shall be equipped in the front and rear with a sign inscribed with the legend, "Caution, watch out for children." Number 6, no license plate, or badge issues pursuant to the provisions of this chapter may be transferred from one person to another person or from one vehicle to another vehicle, nor shall the badge so issued be worn, used, or worn at any time by any person other than the one to whom it was issued. As a community leader, I was informed that some of these trucks are under one license. Madam Clerk, is that true, that some of these trucks are under one license?
Okay, so please you direct your
Can she
questions.
answer my question?
This is a public comment. There's no questions. So
Okay,
please.
so going back to, I did reach out to the clerk's office and on January 16th, and I did receive a response yesterday requesting that someone attend my next meeting, February 2nd, so that these licenses can be.
I believe your email was yesterday, dated yesterday, not the 16th.
Okay,
Tomorrow-
well.
Yesterday was the 26th.
Was Monday, right?
26th,
So,
yes.
okay, so I have it right here. So I hope you will follow up.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jacobs. Thank you. Have a great night. Mita Meriday.
Ooh, okay. Well, unfortunately, this is off the record, but residents are here, and I always find it amazing when your issues don't get addressed and you vote for people who put on a platform that they're going to support you, and then all of a sudden they get in and your feelings get hurt. Unfortunately, there's so many areas where residents are being underserved. Where does one begin? I'm trying to get out of here early so that I can write a press release about one of the organizations that I work with, that we abolished $750,000 of debt for our veterans. You remember them? We just had one lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance earlier today. We live in this large township, but yet and still, the resource put in place and their families is appalling. But I've said it before, I don't need anybody on that dais, the poster boards with voice boxes behind them, because the power is not here to tell me or to salute me, because you don't anyway, so it doesn't matter. As far as contracts and things of that nature, I've seen the advocacy that Diane Madden has brought to this body when there was very few of us in this room fighting against the nepotism, patronage, and cronyism that's been rampant here. Where's all the hoopla with regard to a contract over $100 and I believe $70,000 for a previously elected official to represent efforts in the community of Roosevelt, where I was born and raised? Hell, if you wanted anybody to have credentials for that job, that would have been me. So let's start with that. So I say, give her a chance. For those of you that say now, in January, when you could have said something back in November, when you had the better candidate sitting right here, you got another chance, make it happen. But you need to show up at a regular time frame at these meetings. You need to be here consistently to address what's happening not only with the animals, but our seniors and our veterans and our young people and the ones who are leaving here in droves or dying as we speak. And I salute those behind the scenes, who people I see when I don't show up at a meeting and they see me at the deli or the supermarket. You know, when I'm fighting to get resources for them. Miss Meriday, we haven't seen you. Are you okay? You know, I haven't seen, now that Baldwin is split in half by county line and town line, I have yet to see either of the councilwomen who represent Baldwin or those districts at any of our meetings. So let me see you on a regular basis.
Thank you, Ms. Meriday. Have a good evening. Marcia DiTieri.
Marcia DiTieri, Merrick. Again, I'm a volunteer at the animal shelter also, and most of the time work with the volunteers, work with the staff. We all have our issues. We all love animals. I wanted to thank you, Supervisor Ferretti, and Diane Madden for helping the cat that I was bonded with, that I spent a lot of time with, Mufasa, who didn't work out at a rescue, and I knew he had potential. And Diane reached out to you, and the two of you got him back from the barn, and now he's in a wonderful home where he is loved, and he is the best cat ever. So I wanted to thank you and Diane for advocating for Mufasa. I do love volunteering there, and I hope I can continue. I've been there for about 2.5 years, and I really think the volunteers and the staff really make a difference. I don't always agree with the director. I don't always agree with Diane, but maybe being an optimist, I could hope that maybe working together, as I always said, would make a difference to the animals. On another note, to tree preservation again, I emailed you, Commissioner Venezzi, and you, Supervisor, regarding the ordinance on removing healthy curbside trees. The person that moved into 1580 Little Whale Neck Road in Merrick, as soon as he moved in, he removed every single tree, including at least 2 curbside healthy trees. Now, Commissioner, you had said they probably were sick. Well, I can't imagine every tree on the property and the curbside trees being sick and him removing them. Maybe he's subdividing the property, I don't know, but I thought a arborist was supposed to come in and check that out and save any trees that were healthy. And it says a $25 fee is required for non-commercial removal permits, but permits will not be issued for removing any healthy trees on curbside unless there's necessary work or they must be replaced. These people are not following the law. Our trees are being killed. All the wildlife is dying. I would like to submit this. This is the ordinance, and no one is following it. And I really would appreciate if the town followed up and made these people replant healthy, same-size trees as those that were illegally removed. Thank you, if I could submit that.
Yes, we will take that. Thank you. Dan Oppenheimer.
Dan Oppenheimer, Village of Hempstead. So no questions allowed during this session? Okay.
Yes, this is public comment.
Okay. So I'll just comment on the advertisers in the calendar, lovely calendar that we all get each year. I don't know what the cost of printing hundreds of thousands. I don't know how many of these are printed. Some of these, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not going to ask you a question, but some of the advertisers in the calendar have contracts with the town of Hempstead. I would hope that when companies bid on contracts with the town, that they are not indicated that they should take out and pay for an ad in the calendar. And for what I'm seeing in here, I don't see any company that is not doing business with the town in the calendar. Only companies that are doing business with the town in the calendar. So any business might think this would be a great way to get the word out about their business to all the residents in the town. But apparently only those companies that are doing business with the town are actually paying for this. So if one company gets paid a contract from the town and then they have to give back a little bit to the calendar, that would not be a good look to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. Joe Shinablo. Joe Shinablo. Oh, okay. Does anybody else wish to speak on public comment? Good evening.
Good evening again, Chris Jacobs, Uniondale. I wanted to make a public comment about the snow removal for my particular block. During the potent winter storm this past weekend, the town of Hempstead did not send any snow removal equipment into my cul-de-sac until late yesterday evening, approximately 7:40 p.m. Every car trying to enter or exit my cul-de-sac became stuck in the 12 plus inches of snow piled up on my street all morning and afternoon Monday, as many residents were attempting to leave for work. I do appreciate your response, Supervisor Freddie, when I commented on your Facebook post about the town of Hempstead snow plowing operations, in which I commented that my street had not been plowed at all since the beginning of the storm, and you responded that you will contact the town of Hempstead Highway Department. Just to add on that my family and I, we tried to contact the town of Hempstead Department of Highways yesterday and today. We even tried to call the number that has the website list for the commissioner. We had no answer at all. Because of my street being a cul-de-sac, the town of Hempstead snow plows seldomly come into my street to plow, especially after a snowfall, due to the lack of places to push the snow. Because of this, the town of Hempstead always sends the payloader to remove the snow from my street. Even in prior larger snowstorms than this one, the response times are much faster than this past previous storm. The main concern it was for myself and my family was that it was a health and safety issue. There are a handful of elderly residents on my street, and for our street to be impassable for that duration of time was unsatisfactory. Going forward, hopefully the town will return to its quicker response times and more efficient snow removal for our town roads. But I do thank you for reaching out to me yesterday on Facebook.
I thank you for the comments. I appreciate your comments, and I just will remind you that this is a storm that we got more snow than in the last 12 years. We haven't had a storm like this. So just keep that in mind, because I do think our men and women worked very, very hard and had a very, very good response overall. But cul-de-sacs often do present a unique challenge that the other roads don't, because a lot of our trucks, they can't fit in the cul-de-sac. So we have to send either the payloaders or the pickup trucks. I'll tell you learn a lot. 4 storms in a couple weeks. So, thank you for your outreach. I'm glad we were able to get somebody out there for you when you reached out to us, and thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Does anyone else wish to speak during public comment? Yes.
I just want to say how disappointed I am tonight
and everything. You made up your mind about Resolution 45 already before even hearing anyone's comments. This candidate was supposed to have this job back in 2019, and she hasn't done anything to reach out to rescues, help any animals that I'm aware of. I've been there 9 years. I don't understand. Stop recording me. I don't give you permission to record me. Shut it off. I know. Well, I don't want you to record me. Well, I know. Like, what are you, I don't want, what am I going to, it's on her personal phone. I understand that. I'm not, I have 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I know, but I don't know what she's going to personally do with it.
I'm allowed to record it here.
No, I'm telling you, I don't want you to record me. Okay. No, I'm not done. So your candidate, who was supposed to have this contract back in 2019, didn't reach out to rescues, didn't do anything to help any of our animals. And I don't understand how this wasn't even put out for bid. Like, what kind of conversations are you having with certain people? There's 24 other people that volunteers at the shelter that would do a beautiful job reaching out to rescues. They don't think to do that. They're just volunteers, but they advocate for the animals. They have social media pages. If they were given the opportunity, no one else was given an opportunity. I think before you pass this resolution, you should really maybe put a sidebar on it and think about it before you just put this through. I think there's a lot to think about. A lot of people had great comments to say. They had valid points, and you really just can't make a resolution and pass it in 2 seconds. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Does anyone else wish to speak during public comment? Okay. Thank you all very much. Have a good night.